Hey guys, welcome to the Rock and Road Show. Today the star of the show is getting ready to go, I gotta whisper this, swimming pretty soon and go fishing and boating. Yep. Alrighty, so I did a short on these. Don't forget to stop by my eBay channel. It is TEQUILAsunTRADING, all one word. I'm also on TikTok, lousy Facebook, and Elon Musky Pants' new site, X. Alrighty then, so the best way to see me is on Rock and Road Show and the YouTube channel. I did a shorter version of these earlier. I wanted to give you a quick, brief history on these guys and tell you a little bit about them. eBay tries to shove them into Chinese stuff in China. Oh, those China. Those are, I don't know, those are short time. China. No. I don't know how to tell you this. I completely disagree. I lived in ancient Nepal after I came home from the Gulf War, about 1990, 1991. And I saw them, and I met a museum curator that had quite a few of them in the Red Fort in New Delhi, India. And I don't think I did another video on this. These are silver, and you can test them. You can rub them really hard on a white piece of material, and the silver will come off. You can rub it on your skin if you have to, like at the back of your arm. And you should be able to see some silver because silver is a soft metal. These guys are not soft, they're really tough. They've got some really strong mix. These are so old, they're probably about 400 or 500 years old. That's why they're so tough. These were melted down from antique, really incredible, unbelievable coins, whatever it is they had available in silver. That's how they did things back then. These guys are twins. They're almost exactly the same. I only put one up for sale on eBay because it's kind of expensive, but compared to what I was offered in the museum in New Delhi, India, for it, it's nothing. It's a pittance. It is chump change. The museum curator offered me about $38,000 for one of these clear back then. And I looked for these for about 50 years, and I collected them because I have cancer and I'm not doing super well, and I knew that someday I would need the money. The eyes are slightly different. One of them has an eyeball that looks like a little dot, and the other has an eyeball that looks like, I don't know, a little, see there, see that right there? A little bit of an X. Yeah, I can see that stuff, believe it or not, even at my age. And one of them is slightly smaller than the other one. Right, I mean, just barely, just slight. It is so slight, it's just unbelievable. And one is a little rounder, one's a little more squarer and flatter. Yeah. So I'm given a choice, and then I'll put the other one up for sale because they're not cheap, and it's sucking up my eBay amount that I have. So when I lived in Nepal, India, Turkey, I went after the Gulf War and lived in India, Nepal, Turkey, and Tibet. Ancient Persia, ancient Southeast Asia is what it was called once upon a time. I lived with the people, lived down the street from the Buddhist monks. I did not live exactly with the Buddhist monks because I did not have the right genitalia. But I did live down the street from them, and I had my own monk. Yes, I had my own Buddhist monk as my guide. Yes, I did. No, I'm not Buddhist. I tend to be more Tao if I had to make a choice. We could maybe discuss that sometime. I'm on a member of the North American Indian Church of God. So when I lived with the people, they didn't have TV and media and radio and television and all that stuff back then, believe it or not, even though the rest of us all over the world had a TV already for about 50 years. So the legends and the things that they would carry and they would tell and they would talk about was local stuff that they had passed down orology and told the truth about, and kept that in there. Oh, I did do a video on this, but it was in the dark. So now we're doing one that's in the light. So if you saw the other one, it was with stones and it was in the dark, and I did some incandescent lighting. But this is in the light, so you can see them better. So they tend to tell the truth and pass those stories down about what's going on. And in this light here, you can see these a whole lot better. When I did the other video, I wanted to do cool lighting, and it started to get dark, and you couldn't really see too much. And these are the feather. These are not, see how they curl at the end? Scales don't curl at the end. And you couldn't see that in my other video. Yeah. And so those are feathers. That's hair, feathers. Yeah, they're fuzzy dragons. They're the flying serpent dragon, or there's some kind of a pet dragon or a fuzzy dragon. Well, who would have hair that would curl? And that's not its horns. See, it's all over his back. You wouldn't have 16 horns. The horns are up here. See, horns and ears up here? See? Okay, so they would tell the legends, and they would tell the stories, and they would keep the stuff pretty much the same story over and over and over and over about what's going on, because if you change the story about the truth, you change the story about history, well then, why bother to tell the story anymore? You're just being a Texan. So, this is the better light, and this is what they look like in better light. They're a little shiny because there's just no telling. One's a little more matte, and the other one's just slightly shinier. Yeah, see that? Just barely. Because of the content of coinage that went into it to make them. If you look on the insides here, see there's no maker's mark, there's no silver mark. There's not really any rust, but there's no brass. It looks a little weird in this light, just because it's got old patina. But at least I'm trying to get it in the light and do it in the light. And these guys were legally obtained. They were bought from offline the last 50 years. See, now you can see them a whole lot better than my other fancy video, huh? And I told the story about how dragon was supposed to have lived in the Himalayas, up in the lake that looked like a perfect triangle. Yeah. And they drained it at one time for some freaking reason to make a reservoir. And when they drained the lake, there was no more dragon. Sure. Yeah, they don't know what happened. They don't know. Anyhow, thought I'd do a quick video where you can see it in the light. I also tried to do a shorter video and put it on my eBay, but it's not working. But that's eBay for you. It runs like Facebook, like a piece of crap. And that's about all I can do for right now for running these videos on these particulars, because I can't get the video to work on eBay at all. And there's nothing I wrote to them and I talked to them about it, but you know how that goes. Here's what one looks like when it's on. It can be flat on the upper side with the dragons underneath, or you can turn it around and have the dragons on top. Yep, that's about it. We gotta hurry. We got some stuff we gotta do today, and we're gonna go have some fun. It's 100 degrees. It feels pretty crappy, and I got things I gotta do. And it takes me forever for these videos to download, because it takes about 8 to 10 hours for one small video to download until I get some more subscribers and or likes. Hey, there's a young lady who's been my subscriber as of last night. Thank you so much. And I don't know if she wants me to mention her name, so I won't. And then I think she also gave me 1 like. Thank you. I've had this channel about 5 years, and I only have like 18, 19 subscribers, and I got 1 like yesterday. Well, have a good time, you guys, and be careful, and watch your dragon.